The next question on the mood of the nation poll is who's best suited to be India's next Prime Minister? And here, Prime Minister Modi has Fevicol-like sticky popularity because 52% of the respondents in August 2023 are telling pollsters that they would like for Prime Minister Modi to be the next Prime Minister. Now, you can say that Rahul Gandhi's popularity in the last year or so is up from 9% to 16%, but there frankly is no comparison because there is still the difference of day and night between the popularity of Prime Minister Modi and that of Rahul, who is clearly his principal challenger.
You know, Rahul, what this is showing is an intangible factor called trust. You see, you are accepting that unemployment is a major issue, you are accepting price rise is a major issue, and yet you are saying PM has guaranteed India is going to be number 3 economy, we trust Prime Minister Modi. You are saying, therefore, you see the poll, the mood of the nation seems to look at politics now through the prism of either you are with Modi or not with Modi. So leadership is the critical question. Everything else gets subsumed. You see, you're worried about possible job losses, you're worried about price rise, but when you ask people, do you think Mr. Modi will make us 3rd largest economy, which is not about the individual necessarily, India will become the 3rd largest economy, I think, whether Mr. Modi is there or not. But the truth is people trust him when he gives a guarantee, and he's clever enough in his Independence Day speech, Meri guarantee hai. Ye Modi ki guarantee hai. So he's personalized everything.
He said this first at the inauguration of the Bharat Mandapam, repeated it during Independence Day, and now people seem to think of that as the big catchy idea. Ashok Malik, what do you think of this? Because there are two ways of looking at it. You can become the 3rd largest economy in the world and yet be 128 when it comes to per capita income. So obviously it's not everyone becoming rich, but the economy is becoming rich. The richer are becoming richest amongst the world. And yet, from the voters' perspective, they're really excited, it seems, about the prospect of India becoming the 3rd largest economy in the world.
You know, two points here. I think this is being a little unfair. People are not voting for Narendra Modi or don't have trust in Mr. Narendra Modi just because they like his speeches. There is something tangible. It's not just promises. And I don't think any voter expects that all his or her problems will be solved in 5 years. But what voters look for is trust. What voters look for is effort. What voters look for is sincerity. Mr. Modi has been able to convey that he has all of these. Yes, he has not provided everybody jobs. I agree. But through economic distress, especially post-COVID economic distress, there has been targeted welfare. There have been targeted welfare programs. There has been a concerted effort over 9 years to control inflation. It hasn't always been successful. But by and large, inflation in these past 10 years has been better managed than the UPA years. And voters tend to remember that. And I'd like to come back to another point made earlier about the Hindutva vote and the Modi factor. I think the Hindutva factor is important. The Hindutva vote is a very deep vote, and it turns out for Modi year after year, election after election. But the Hindutva vote is a deeper vote than a wider vote. It's deep, it's not necessarily wide. The wider vote is really the Modi brand, the Modi leadership vote, the vote that has trust in Modi's leadership, in his ability to take India forward, to take the Indian family forward.
Yeah, but you know, in a way, Nalin Kohli, there is a risk there because why would you vote for BJP in 2024? 44% are saying Prime Minister Modi, 14% are saying Hindutva. I use the word Moditva. But it seems that the Prime Minister's popularity is such that it is pulling your party up. Left without Mr. Modi, you might well be back to a, Vajpayee or a pre-Vajpayee era. Is that something of a concern for you at all? That all your eggs, in a way, seem to be in the Modi basket. He is your sole vote catcher at the moment.
But that's not correct. That's the wrong interpretation of the data. Because if you look at who else is popular,
I don't agree with that, but let me
Yogi Adityanath.
No, Amit Shah, Yogi Adityanath are to succeed Modi. My point is, you asked a straight question. Why would you vote for BJP in 2024? Almost half the respondents who are voting for the BJP are saying Prime Minister Modi. You'll recall...
No, but who has the stronger bench strength? No, obviously, if you have Cristiano Ronaldo playing on the field, then he's your main player. Now, who's got other players who can come in? You saw what the Home Minister did in Parliament, for example, during his speech, in the manner in which during the no confidence motion he spoke. He's now coming at 29%. Let's have
that's 29% of best suited to succeed Prime Minister Modi.
26% for Yogi Adityanath, 15% for Nitin Gadkari. Between Shah and Yogi Adityanath, you have a deeper bench strength than anything in the opposition.
No, my limited point, Rahul, you will recall a post-poll survey done after the 2019 elections of CSDS Lokniti, which said 1 in every 3 voters said they voted for the BJP only because of the Prime Minister, which means that a 37% vote would have come down possibly to 24-25. My point is the BJP's strength in Prime Minister Modi could be, as Rahul Verma pointed out, in the medium and long term a weakness. Why is the BJP not doing as well in state elections as general elections? Because Mr. Modi is not on the ticket.
But that's a bizarre analogy.
Why not?
I'll tell you why.
Mr. Modi, show me why
MS Dhoni is winning you the World Cup.
Yes.
He's your captain. He's won you the World Cup. He's still your captain.
Agreed.
How is he a weakness?
No.
In a forced Modi dispensation, of course, the political decks will be rearranged as and when that happens. He's already made clear he's not retiring at 75. He's here in 2028 when the no confidence motion is brought by the opposition. So he has no plans immediately of retiring.
I'm only bringing what's happened in the last 6 months. In Himachal Pradesh, the BJP got 68% of the popular vote.
In
Lok
assembly
Sabha.
seats.
The moment the assembly comes, they come down to 43, 44. Look at what happened in Karnataka. A party which got 25 out of 28 seats in Lok Sabha.
Local elections.
No, local, they're state elections. So I'm just pointing out the one concern that if I was a BJP strategist that I would have. That's all I'm pointing out.
I see merit in both the points, actually. I'm listening to you just besides here. Number one point is very
I'm supposed to do this to give some.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Somebody asked me this the other day. Somebody said, do Rahul and you do this to create tension in the stadium? I said,
no, there is no tension.
Well, what I find funny is the fact that, yes, it is true that majority of the BJP votes are coming because of the trustworthiness of the Prime Minister.
That's all.
Because on the issues thing we ask every day, and we also ask a follow-up question. Okay, this is your issue. Who do you think can find a solution for that?
No, but can I just build on Rajdeep's argument and explain why I completely disagree with him? Your car has an engine. Let's assume it's a really powerful engine. No matter which make of car, if it's, say, Atmanirbhar, it's a Mahindra car with a really solid engine. You're saying, what if it didn't have this engine? But the engine is in the car. If it didn't have the engine, everything gets rearranged because that car wouldn't be in the race. But the car has this solid engine, and that engine is powering the car to victory.
Sure, but what we are seeing in the last 6 months is when that engine driver is not on the ticket, that same car is beginning to sputter. And remember, we are a country, therefore, that has 29 states. Now there are about more than a dozen states that are ruled by the opposition. Your engine driver is the sole face. It is a strategy, and you have every right to use it. You will succeed with it. But in the success of that strategy could lie the recipe for future failures. That's all I'm saying. I'm just telling you, I'm just looking into the future when I look at these numbers.
But if you look at the India World Cup team, or look at the Australian team or the England team, you look at who they're playing 11 are. If some of those batsmen are not in the team, that's a different World Cup, that's a different match, Rajdeep.
But
what happens in the future when, say, someone is not there or something, is a different match, it's a different arrangement. This World Cup will be determined by who is in the team in that World Cup.
Okay, therefore, my final point on this is that it also offers, therefore, as Rahul Verma rightly said, a strategy for the opposition. You see, the opposition has consistently made the mistake of focusing relentlessly on Mr. Modi. Their reflex reaction is, if Mr. Modi does something, we've got to oppose it. And therefore, he becomes the central figure. The opposition's challenge in this election leading up to 2024, the mood of the nation reflects that. How do you localize the election? How do I make price rise?
Localize the Lok Sabha election.
No, you can't. Who says no, your challenge is that. It's a challenge. It may not happen. You are right. There's a strong possibility it won't happen. But that's your hope. Your hope in these numbers is when you say most important issue, about more than 60% are linking it to issues linked to their economic condition.